Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Sporting160EN podcast. Today, we're on episode 144, and the regulars are here. But first, let me introduce you to our special guest, Nuno Sousa, obviously a candidate for the presidency of Sporting. You can follow him down below. You can see the handles. But first of all, Nuno, I know you're a very busy man. How are you today?
I'm fine, thanks. That's true. I'm very busy nowadays. You know, a lot of interviews, a lot of things to answer and to think about. But I have always an hour to talk with Sportingistas from wherever they are in the world. In advance, I have to apologize to all your viewers because my bad and rusty English, but I will try to catch up and everything that you tell, and please help me if I'm stuck in a word or in a phrase. You okay?
No problem.
No problem. You're in safe hands here. I promise you.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem at all. But Chris, if you want to take it away, go on.
Yeah. Well, first off, welcome, Nuno. Thank you for coming. Obviously. Let's just get right into it. Sporting's Relatori and Cantas came out yesterday. Is there, first, I guess I'll just open it up to you. What are your thoughts on it? Anything that stood out to you? Floor is yours.
My first thoughts are, that main key numbers that we are always talking in the media and in the social media, like the accounts payable. I think accounts payable it's in the word of mouth of everyone, and that's kind of, it's a trend that we are facing each trimester, each quarter, and each year, that we are slightly every quarter to quarter. There's no way that accounts payable reduce. It's always in the pace of growth, and in the short and the long term, we already are at the 90 million euros. So if you can remember all the things that Frederico Varandas told us, that when this figure were at 40 million, and it's the theory of chaos, and he called irresponsible to the managers that were before his crew in Sporting, and it's a question that I think every Sportingista have to ask to himself, is if 90 is less than 40, and think and put in its mind what Frederico from the past will say if see Frederico from the present, and what he has to say about his management, if he call himself also irresponsible, like he called the previous managers. I don't know, but this is a very complicated trend that we are facing, and in the debate, he told us that the liabilities, they were also decreasing, and what we see, they are not decreasing. They are slightly growing. Okay, it's only in 6 months it was only 7 million, but again, he was lying when he told us that they were dropping. That's not true. And we are facing now 370, almost 18 million euros from liabilities, and in short term, almost 12 almost 200 million, almost 200 million to pay in short term. This is a very difficult figures to face. And,
is that by the end of 2022 calendar year? Sorry.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's
and as out of that 200 million, obviously 67 is for players and agents.
Yes, you're right. Suppliers 67.6, and you have financing to the financial institutions. You have another 68 million. Other creditors, you have almost 30, and other liabilities more or less 20 million. So it's a horror movie that we are watching, and I'm not gonna say that it's catastrophic, because it isn't. Everything as a solution, but the problem is that this management, they don't tell the truth to the people, and they build up a narrative that's not true. What they are telling us, they are always selling the dreams and unicorns of records, the beating records. They are always beating records, but when we see the figures, something doesn't match quite well about their what is saying and what we see in the figures. But they bet that people prefer to hear than to read and analyze the papers, and so it's a very difficult thing to change in the mind of people. Like Mark Twain said once upon a time, that it's easier to fool someone that to make that people to see that is being fooled. And he has another quote that is a lie gives a travel to the world before you put your feet in the slippers in the morning. So they bet in this kind of narrative. They filled the head of Sportingistas filled with lies, and it's very difficult to break this kind of thing. And he's always avoiding debates, and always avoiding the questions from independent journalists. You see, you can see, and I think we can say that several TV channels asked to have debates, and the response it was from Frederico Varandas always that he has no time to in this agenda to speak, and that's very difficult to break this kind of narrative.
I just wanted to follow up with one more question on the financial side, and then I want to get into alternative revenue streams, obviously, which is a solution to some of the things we're talking about. During the debate, Frederico Varandas said that he has a plan to repurchase the VMOX, guarantee the majority of the SAD. But so far, it seems he hasn't really presented any plan. He just kind of said that. I wanted to get your response to that. And then as a follow-up, I want you to explain what your plan is to guarantee that.
It was another line that he told us in the debate. He said that in his previous plan of 2018, that he didn't promise to guarantee the purchase of VMOX, and he told that in Sporting TV. And I don't think that he if he knows that he was lying, or he even doesn't know what he promised. because I, I'm never sure if what is going in his mind. So he guaranteed that in 2018, and is telling that again. But the truth is, I never know when he's telling the truth or he's just saying things, because he likes to say a lot of things. And well, I hope that he from the 5th of March in front, he never will again say that kind of things, because if we win, we will speak the truth to Sportingistas. We have a pillar that is transparency, and we will comply with all the things that Sportingistas need to know, and this kind of secrecy and always promising things, and when we try to make some fact checks, we can't see anything. He always saying that is doing the work, but is invisible work. I never saw a manager that is always saying that the things that he and his crew does is invisible. He's always saying that. Our plan to face this thing, it's simple and it's hard at the same time. It's hard because these figures, they are not good. The when we see these financial statements, they are not good. That's the first thing to say. So the structure, the capital structure of Sporting is very narrow, is very deficitary, and the first thing that we have to do is to see what kind of work that this management they were doing, because I think that was a major mistake of Ricardo, saying the things that he told us in the debate, saying that he has people from outside, and today we know that after all, it's him that brings that company a mess. So what the first thing that we have to do is to see what kind of work in progress this management is doing, and to build up from there, because I think a big mistake that this management have done is to torch everything that the previous management has prepared, and I think that Sporting lost a big opportunity to make the restructure and the new contracts these last 3-4 years, because the interest rates were never so low. The financial institutions, they were full of money, liquidity, in the States. The Fed gave so much money, also the Bank of England, also the central bank, the European Central Bank. There were lots of money, interest rates sometimes in a negative, below zero, lots of money, not so many projects to the investors to put their money. So I think that we lost a big opportunity to do the things a manager has to do, and now we are facing a different world, as we can see in in the news. The interest rates are going up. Maybe a new recession is coming, and inflation is it's
at an all-time high.
Yeah. So I don't know if it's the better time to do these kind of things, and I don't know if the investor will not put their money in gold and that kind of assets that work like a refugee asset with less risk. So it will be hard, but we are thinking that is the first thing that we have to do is to solve this problem, because this problem it's like a snake that is in your neck and it's asphyxiating you. And if we don't solve these kind of things, we are always like we are in this precisely moment. And it was another question that I made to Frederico Varandas, and like the other ones, he didn't answer. That it was that in the last bond issue that Sporting had made last November, in the things in the paper that he issued with the bonds, it said that there was a breach of contract in the about 16.7 million, a breach of contract that Sporting was not respecting, is not paying that kind of amounts to the banks. So I see with a very hard to do the things we have to do. And the plan is it's speaking with the institutions that are supporting Sporting at this moment, and see what we can do to change the way that things are, because I don't know any financial institution that has good relations with someone that doesn't pay this kind of amounts. And so we have to probably we have to go to New Jersey or something, or to London, for instance, and go find some financial institution that has that track record of investing in this kind of institutions like Sporting, and initiating the talks to see, because I remember that the previous management they were negotiating with the American bank to finance the debt, and it was a haircut. It was involved an haircut, the purchase of the VMOCs, and all of this, and also to give some working capital, because the working capital in Sporting is negative. You don't have, you just have 15 million cash and 50 million from clients, and you have that all of that short-term liabilities to pay. So you have I told in the debate that I estimate that were about 150 million that Sporting was in need of cash, and there it is. If we subtract these 30 million to 190 million in short-term liabilities, that's the difference of money, of cash, that Sporting is needs like bread to survive, like oxygen. And so you can also see what kind of sales, their assets, their players. Sporting is about to make to survive. The problem is if we just have 50% of the of the players, you can see the amount of selling that you have to do to fill it up this kind of deficit. So it's a very complicated situation that this management pushes to this. Okay, because remember that we began in 2018 with only 40 million to suppliers, accounts payable, and we are now in almost 90. So this is the truth. This is there is no other way to watch this, and so it's really very complicated. But I think we have a very good team. We have a very good team, and we want to go to see if we have, and that's one of the things that we have in our plan, electoral plan, that is to go to the market and contract a CFO, a chief financial officer, someone that we can believe, and he can go to and help us to build up this kind of politics that we have to implement in Sporting. And what we see in Sporting nowadays is that the structural the people that are in Sporting, there are a lack of leadership skills, a lack of management skills, and all the things they take too long to be solved. And then when we see what kind of things that this management have done in a structural way, they say nothing. They can only say, okay, we changed the color of the seats. Okay, we paint in academia. We changed the mats and some kind of that. It's always things that it's business as usual. It's the daily basis kind of situations that everyone has to do. We do that in our houses. Okay, and we are not saying at the end of when it's New Year's Eve, we don't say, oh, okay, this year I painted my walls, like a big achievement. That's not a big achievement. That's a thing like brush your teeth in the morning. I don't know why someone that is the top manager, is the CEO of a stock market company, a public company, says that their big achievement were changing the mats in academia or something like that. It's very poor, I don't even know how can someone vote for a guy that says things like this. It's very poor. It's very poor. We can see the past in Sporting, and we can sometimes don't agree with the managers that were, or presidents that were in front of Sporting. But you see, they were not like this kind of speech. They have something to say. Even if you can go to Roquette or Dias da Cunha, okay, you could listen what they were telling us, you probably don't agree with them, their vision for the club and so on, but you could listen and you could say, okay, he's saying something. He's with some with some with some
Like purpose.
yeah, with some purpose. But nowadays the speech is very poor. It's always okay. I have won. I have won. I have won the championship, and it was me that chose Ruben Amorim, and it's this. It's very poor, you know. I can't say that I have proud in the leadership of
Yeah.
Sporting.
Yeah, agreed. I'm going to take it a bit away from the finances at this point and kind of bring it to one of the other main things that I've actually really liked from your program, which is the nucleus, especially the virtual nucleus, which I think will help out the three of us here, and go more so for what it means. You know, all three of us sausage internationally. And let me just say, I wish I could vote for you, but as of right now, I have no ballot. There's no e-voting either, or electronic voting either. So there's no way for my voice to be heard, or for me to put my cotas, you know, to purpose, aside from maybe some discounts on jerseys or something. My question to you, I guess it's a two-part question, is one, again, a hat tip to revolutionizing the nucleus, because they have been dying out. Is the nucleus going to be a central point towards Sportingistas like us internationally, but obviously Sportingistas outside of Lisboa, because even this administration has said that they prefer a Sporting. His direct quote was a Sporting like looking right at Lisboa. Yeah. And then two, what are your plans for like the three of us, and for, you know, José Costa Jorge from Australia as well, in terms of our international Sportingistas, because we're Sporting Club Portugal, but I like to say we're Sporting Club do Universo, like we're everywhere, right?
Yeah.
So yeah,
that's you know, I'm not from Lisbon, so I know what you are saying, because I grew up in the 80s, and Portugal in the 80s is not. It's just it's a picture of what it is right now. We from Oporto to Lisbon, we took about 6 hours in a small highway, and it was very difficult. So coming to Lisbon to see Sporting, it took us about a day. We left Porto about 6 in the morning, and after 24 hours, you were again at home. And I think this is the problem of some people that grew up nearby Estádio José Alvalade, and never went to they don't know the Sportingistas of the north, or from Algarve, and that's a shame, because they are not honoring the name of Portugal. And then you have that question that you are saying. So you have in Portugal about 200 nucleus that they are left alone. That's the truth. You have one person in the staff that works for all of these nucleus. It's impossible. I don't know if the management thinks that this guy is the Superman, but it's impossible that one or two guys do this work. So you have to have a structure of people that work in a daily basis to help nucleus to implement the strategy. And one thing that we have is we have to have a central of purchase to help nucleus because I don't know if you are if you know some nucleus, but some nucleus, for instance, they don't sell Superboc because they can't have Superboc because they are from the south and Superboc is more from the north, and Sporting does nothing to help the nucleus and to establish some kind of centralized contract to Superboc is implemented in all nucleus. And if you go to a house of our rivals, that's not possible, okay, because we are always seeing and facing from the bad things that our rivals do. But there are some things and a lot of things in this kind of management that they do well. So it's not very hard to do. You have to have that focus to help in these kind of things, like centralize with your main sponsors the supply of these of nucleus, and it will help a lot. But this is how we say nucleus 1.0. Then we have the virtual nucleus that it's just looking for our world and see that that is a more digitalized world. People from everywhere that they want to gather together, and we have to give them some help and to do the work they do in the World Wide Web. But my if I have to put my money in the where my mouth is nucleus 2.0. You know, you have some nucleus that they have their here in Portugal that they have the someone working inside that is exploring the bar and so on. And this is what we want to do, like a sports bar. That is a mini José Alvalade, mini João Rocha, mini Loja Verde, mini call center, if you want, where you can pay your quotas, where you can buy your tickets. So it's more a franchising model. And you have that in the North America, several sports bar. So what we have in mind is to take that good model from the North America to Portugal, and why not in Toronto, for instance, and work and in this kind of model. And if we see that it's a good model, then we can copy and duplicate the model to other parts. So we have to see a big question that we have to say is looking to the benchmark of our rivals and see what they have done and see what they've really done really well, and see the kind of revenues that come from there. And we see that the revenues are a lot more than we have. So when we are asked where you can push your revenues up, it's from here. It's exploiting these kind of new models, and also from the app. And it seems that is always is now a kind of kind of stone that we have to face to face one another, and it's like a war. Oh, we don't need the help, or we need a help. Forget it. This is the standard. How can we understand? We can understand. It's like I told you before. There is a lack of leadership, skills of management, and so just someone that doesn't know anything about the world, anything about management, can say that an app and all the ecosystem, digital ecosystem that app needs, it's expensive, and says things like Frederico Varandas said, because he's out of the real world, and that's how we can bring the people from all over the world to the center of the core of the sporting, with merchandise, with the news, and of course it has to be in English too. It can't be just in Portuguese. I think today that if we have an app, of course, an app in Portuguese, you have Angola, you have Brazil, you have, and even Brazil, you can do another way of speaking, because the phrases and all the things in Brazil, they are constructed in a different way. So you have to have this focus. And when we have an app with the refreshed news every day, several times a day, because you have so many content to broadcast, and there's a lot of potential that we are losing, because nowadays you have 2.7 million followers in Facebook, and you don't monetize that stream of revenue. Who monetize, and thanks a lot, is Mr. Zuckerberg, but I think Zuckerberg doesn't know who the hell is Sporting, and so he's very grateful to all of us to go to Facebook, but Sporting wins zero with that. So we have to migrate the followers from Facebook to our app, where we can monetize. And how we can monetize that? We can monetize with merchandising. We can monetize with levels of membership. The enter level, when you pay zero, but you have to register, and you have just some kind of things to see, and then you have the next tier of membership, and then you have socios and premium socios with pay on demand and that kind of things. And you have and of course in the future the principal part that you have, and we have to address that thing, is the election. It's incredible. You have this election. You have 54,000 socios only that they are able to vote, but 20,000 of them it's by letter. It's by letter that they can vote. But today in the social media and in my social media, I received a lot of complaints that people didn't receive the letter to vote, because the letters, they were the institutos, the timings, they are very narrow, because the last day to do the bureaucratic things, it was, and deliver the all the case, it was the 3rd February. Then the Mesa Assembleia Geral had that days to check if everything was all right. Then the things that weren't all right, and that was another thing. All the lists have some problem. Okay, the one that has just the quota of January, the one that doesn't fulfill all the prerequisites. Yeah, and we have to change, and more 48 hours. So when it was the day that we have to choose which letter it's going to each candidacy, it passed 1 week. So from day 3 we were then in the 10th of February, and then just then the people went to print the envelopes. Okay, and so the printing of envelopes and delivered the envelopes, maybe they deliver about the 15th February. So it's a very narrow. We are working.
in North America, the letters don't get delivered at all. Obviously, none of us have received ours. Some in the UK have, some in the UK haven't.
Even in Portugal.
So a letter that's getting sent out it's expected to reach Porto, and it's expected to reach New Jersey in the same window.
It's incredible how they haven't do nothing in this last year. And they have time to do something. For instance, to widen this timing. Okay, why do we have to work with only 15 days for these things? And we know that all the logistics and all the problems that we have in the transportations and all kind of things that they aren't working since the pandemic breakthrough. So they haven't do nothing. This is a disrespectful way of doing things, and like you told Danny, it's the way of these management things that is Lisbon, and the others don't enter in the game. It's a shame that we are always saying that we are different because we are Portugal, because we are all in the world, and Sportingistas are very very good guys and always supporting the team and that kind of things. And when it matters, they don't count for nothing for these people, and that's why we are in this project, because we are from outside. We have people from the north of Portugal. We have people that build with our team that are in Africa, people that are presidents of núcleos. It's not that kind of people that they are always in the corridors of Alvalade, the power corridors of Alvalade. That was a thing that a friend of mine told me some years ago. That is a very good friend of mine, but he told me, you have an handicap. You are not the one that the people are always seeing the power corridors of Alvalade. You are from the dynasty that usually is well seen by the elite, like we say here, that Sporting is a elite club. We are not the elite. We are a club of 3 million or more people. Unfortunately, in Portugal, there are not 3 million of people that belongs to elite. So it's, but they are trying. They are trying. You know, the prices are of Gamebox. They are uprising like. I think they predict the inflation, so they rose a lot the prices, but it's the attentive of them. They are attempting that some people can't afford to go to football, or and same in Gamebox in the Pavilhão João Rocha. It's crazy the price that they are asking. They prefer to have less people but paying more, that more people paying less. Our team prefers to have the all booked and the prices below, than have rocket skying the prices and have less people. But it's the way they feel that Sporting is, but we are frontally opposing to this view. We think that the club will only survive if we go from outside our frontiers. Portugal is too small for the kind of club that we want, and we think that we have a history that is so rich. It's so different, you know. Just Barcelona and CSKA from Moscow as this kind of history, but Sporting has a richer, because we have a lot of more eclectic sports than they have, and so we have a story to tell that is not explored at all in the worldwide, and we can do this kind of mingle this kind of two stories. We are the better ones to train the talents in the football, and we have roller skating, futsal, and we have handball, and we have athleticism, and we have people that goes to the Olympics, and this is very rich. It's a different story. We are not like City. We are not like Manchester United. We are not like that kind of clubs that they have something to tell you, but it's just for one kind of public. We can achieve a lot of public. We can say we are different because we are in this kind of story, this storytelling, and people want different kind of stories, and we have the content to do that. We don't have to build up some kind of narrative, and we don't explore that, and we treat a lot bad, in a bad way. Sometimes I have a shame of our management, the way they treat Sportingistas from outside Lisbon. It's not okay. It's not okay, and of course we have to begin today to think in how in 2026 people from outside Portugal can vote in a safe way, from long distance, and we have to do that debate, a good debate, and to ask to the people that are from outside how they can, how they want to make this relationship, because it's not feasible anymore to treat Sportingistas like this.
Yeah.
And when we are facing the main action that in a democracy we can do, that is the election day, Sportingistas will be out, because this narrow scheduling and this 20th century fashion way of doing things, we are doing in the 21st century, but it's not. Is in the first decade. We are in the third decade of this century, and we treat people worse than, okay, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Which I think brings us to a perfect transition to our next question. Go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, something that's been noted over the past 4 years is sort of at some points the war has been hotter than others, but just the relationship between this administration and the clocks. What do you make of that, and what is your plan to repair that relationship?
It's like in the war. You just solve the war if you start to talk with the other part. There's no other way of solving things. And the words that were expelled by our management were the worst ones, that is not possible anymore to build new bridges, and everybody talks with everybody, just with the thoughts that what we need, it's everyone in the stadium and in the Pavilhão João Rocha, everyone supporting Sporting the way they want, and they feel that it's the better way to Sporting. I don't understand how a president of Sporting can say the things he said, and the burn every ties with claques. That's not an institutional way of facing the things. And the truth is that his spokesperson Miguel Braga told in Sporting TV that they offered the best protocol to claques. And so they build up after the things. They build up a new narrative, alternative facts, and said, no, we are very strong, and we took the protocol because the previous management gave them a lot of benefits that were not okay. So once again, it was a narrative, alternative facts. They launch fake news, but the truth is that what they want is to change the leadership of claques. And Francisco Salgado Zenha told that in an interview in Record. They said with all the words that what he intend to is to change the leadership. So the protocol, it was used to pressure the leaderships to go away, or to the members to push outside the claques the leadership. And that's the kind of tribal thinking that we can't have in a position like president or vice president of Sporting. That's the tribal thinking that we don't want. We want a visionary thinking. We want a growing thinking of Sporting, and this is not growing. This is a war inside Sporting that no one benefits. But I think in the mind of this managerial crew, I think they think they benefit because they put some Sportingistas against some Sportingistas, and this tribal war. Maybe they count the votes from some people that is more conservative, fashion way of thinking the club, but in the end, Sporting doesn't benefit of this kind of managerial thinking. I hope that in the 5th of March, people understand and vote for a change. Because every single spot that we are talking, we see that can be a change for better, in the ways that this crew is leading. I don't know if we can say leading, because it's a very poor way of leading an institution, always bringing up the worst things of the people above, and I can't even see good things sometimes, because there are a lot of bad things that it's so easy to change. And I think that even in Clash, there are good people that we can sit together and talk about the things, and with a lot of transparency, make some protocol that benefits all, and give the support that we believe in. Our plan is to support the things in logistics, for instance. If you want to make a good environment in the stadium, you have to support them with logistics. Because if you have to contract, for instance, someone to do the show in the beginning and in the break, why can't you pay something and do that and give them to Clash to perform a good show? Why not?
It also ensures safety as well on top of it.
Of course. You know, my dream is to bring people to the stadium and make them watch like the shows that you have in NFL. Of course, this is dreaming a lot, but NFL, NBA, and so on, and the people can bring the families soon to the stadium. They have a good environment outside the stadium. They can buy the food, and Sporting make some revenues with that, and the children, they can buy merchandise, and like in NBA, there is always the T-shirt of that game, and everybody has that T-shirt. There's a lot of things to do, and then in the beginning of the game, a special environment of happiness and music and colors and lights and everything of that. That's my my dream that I want to come true in the near future. And what we see nowadays is not that you even don't have a flag. You are a lot of young people, but I remember in the 80s it was incredible. It's a shame that we don't have so many pictures like we have nowadays, because nowadays everybody has a camera in the pocket. Before it was impossible to even introduce a camera in the stadium, and they are not so that good. But it was it was hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of flags, some of them with 3 meters, another with only 1 meter. It was amazing. And the raios laser, laser, once in a Sporting Benfica in the 85, 86, all dark, and then laser in the stadium. It was the first time that that kind of technology was used here in Portugal, and it was beautiful. And that kind of things and that kind of environment, it's a shame that we don't have anymore in the stadium. And that's poor. That's not the way I think we want the sport to be faced. Because if I want to go with a suit and be quiet, I go to
tennis or golf
or an orchestra or opera,
Yeah.
or some kind of that. It's another kind of show. This is sport. This is competition. This is a different. It's a different kind. And even in tennis, in the Taça Davis, in Davis Cup, the people can go loud and can. I prefer the games of Davis Cup, because it's different. Is the environment is everything, and I think that we are losing the sense that sport is about the people in the stands. Is not about it's not about the managers. It's not about the agents. It's not about that kind of things that rots the foundations of sport. There is a phrase from Bobby Robson that says that says these kind of things. He says it's not the contracts, the marketing. It's not the people from marketing. It's not the people that are in the tribune. It's not that kind of things. It's not the agents. It's not even the athletes, because the athletes they just are professionals, because there are fans that go to the stands and pay to them. If don't they were working like a clerk or in a factory or wherever, they were not the millionaires they are. And sometimes people all around all these phenomena forgets this. And so we have to center again in the fans, in the socios, because without socios there is no club. And people forget always this, and we have to change. We have to change this.
Yeah. I know, obviously, like we said, you're a busy man, so we won't keep you for too much longer. Is there just anything that you wanted to say to the people listening? Is there anything you wanted to get off your chest before we let you go?
I think that this was on this conversation. It was like you said, Sam. I was here, and I told you the things with my heart, not with my brain. Because if it was with my brain, I was here to, in a way that I was cherry picking my words very carefully, and I'm not that kind of guy. I respect everyone. But what I have to say, I don't swear with the people. I don't. But because I think that we can say what is in our heart with in a proper manner, But all that I told here to you guys, it's from my heart, and I know in some people this doesn't work because they, it was like in the debate. Um, some people wanted that I went there like I was in a mass and talking with people like I was a priest. But that's not the way democracy works. And I was asked to go to a debate, and a debate is confrontatory. You have to you have to ask questions. You have to say something with a purpose, with meaning, not just beautiful words like we were in a Miss Universe contest, because everybody agrees that we have to 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 spread love and that kind of things. But there in the debate, we have to point fingers and say you are not telling the correct things. You are lying if they were lying, and you have to ask questions, because if don't, it was a three-way interview. Yeah, I ask a question to you, and then to Danny, and then to Christian, and that's not a debate. Debate is is all of our three or four guys saying things to one another, and that's in a evaluation too. I don't want to have a guy that doesn't respond to any question that is made. I don't want a guy representing me that has not the capabilities of answering in the with a good fluency, and exposing himself and his thoughts. Someone said that our words, it's the image that we have in our brain. Okay, so what kind of image that, for instance, Frederico Varandas told us? I can see any image. I just see the image that he is saying to us is Ruben Amorim, and that's very, very poor. That's very poor for someone. So, Sam, what for my last words is unfortunately that's true. People from outside, even people from inside Portugal, can't vote because this is old-fashioned. It's unthinkable in the 21st century that Sportingistas from all over the world can't vote, and it's a shame. And what I can say to the people, for instance, for Jose that is in Australia, and is watching us, it's if I win the election in 2026, this will not happen, even because our João Gaspar, our candidacy for Mesa Assembleia Geral, even with his 70 years old, is a very fresh air, and he says to me that is not possible, and he will, because this is a task for the president of Mesa Assembleia Geral. It's not a task for the president of the club, because he is the representative of all the socios, and he is always saying, with me, this will not be any more possible that we we lose these Sportingistas that we are suppressing their vote, and this is not possible anymore. And if we want to build up more and more socios, this is a story that we have to tell them also. It's like you can participate and you can elect your representatives next time. So be a membership of this club, because what we have to say, what kind of story, of rational story. Of course, you have always the emotional story to tell. Oh, you can join with the beautiful club with beautiful shirts and all of that, but you don't have the other step, the rational thing that you say, okay, but if you like us, and you could have this kind of benefits, pushing also the rational part of our brain. And I hope that this will not be anymore a problem next election. But it's another promise, because in the plan of Frederico Varandas of 2018, he was promising to have the nucleus voting, and it's another promise. And I asked that in the debate, and the answer was, I want to do something better. How we can do something better if it doesn't give the first step that he already promised in the last election? So is promises and promises and promises and invisible work, and you can see nothing. Okay, we can see something like the change of the company that works in our
field. Like the grass?
Yeah.
And see how that turned out.
Yeah. That's my, me and my guys, we are always saying that is, if the visible things are like this, and he's always saying that there are a lot of invisible work, we are afraid of that invisible work, because the visible is like this, and you see, then it's a no-brain decision. If we have a good company that it work well in the field, and just to save what, 100,000 euros, 50. How much? Was the?
Yeah. And the thing is, how much are they spending now to repair it? They've probably already exceeded it.
Of course. Is this kind of mentality when you have to decide something that concerns us a lot, because you don't have to change the things just because they came from the past. If the things are working, let them go. Let them go. There's no problem that someone, because he liked a lot to say, in futsal I was European championship. Yeah, and he says, in football it was me, because it was I that called to Ruben Amorim. It was not you. Okay, but in futsal, who called to the manager?
Yeah,
it wasn't him. It was Godinho Lopes. And in roller skating, it was not him. It was Bruno Carvalho. But he was saying, I was. So this night, I don't even like this kind of way that he says the things, because it's Sporting. It's not the president. It's Sporting. And he's always conflicting in his mind, and he's always mistaking himself with Sporting, like the things that he told us that against City, people was was applaud him and his team. That's not true. We were applauding the Sporting, and we are when we sing the song in the beginning or in the finishing of the a game. When I close my eyes and I sing that song, like in the beginning of this show. When I close my eyes, I don't think who is the president. I it's never in my mind. I think in my family. I think how I feel good to be there, and I'm not even for a second is going through my mind the name of the president. And I think it was that in the debate I tried to say to all Sportingistas, but it was very difficult, because the debate it was with Frederico Varandas Rose in Sporting TV. He was playing at home, and but the Sergio Sousa made a great job with that all conditions that I think that they were in favor of Frederico Varandas, but I think it was a clarifying moment to see who is a alternative, who is in the same vision of the Frederico Varandas, like I thought Ricardo Oliveira was, and Frederico Varandas is what you see is what you get. It's that, and so I think it was a clarifying moment, but it was a shame that Frederico Varandas don't give more time to have more debates. Do you remember that in 2018, even the presidents of the Conselho Fiscal and presidents of Mesa Assembleia Geral went to the debate, and in the other channels, in the SIC and TVE, there were a lot of one-to-one debates, and this time there is a blackout, an informative blackout that comes from the Frederico Varandas way, and it's a shame because Sportingistas need and deserve a lot more of respectful behavior from the guy that is the president nowadays, and it's the candidacy also to this election. So is this, and I have to I appreciate very much this conversation with you both, and I hope that from weeks from now we can be here again. But me as a
president,
as a
100%.
president, yeah, and I will be here with and telling the first thoughts and feelings of the first days of working inside Sporting, and I will be very grateful if you receive me again in this new capacity.
Absolutely.
Of course, invitation is always open to you. No problem at all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Absolute honor to have you on, Nuno.
You're welcome back no matter what happens. Also.
Exactly.
Okay.
I'll throw that out there too.
Okay.
Thank you.
If you want to follow him,
night.
the links are down there. But again, thank you for your time, and everyone watching, thank you for watching, and we'll see you again soon.